Sup nerds, and welcome back to the Dragon Age 2 Warrior Guide. In this section of the guide, we are actually going to be respecing our main character and also talking about level 20 abilities and endgame tactics. First and foremost, we are respecing due to subscriber demand to a two-handed build, but this time we're going to be playing the most popular two-hander build in the game right now. A build popularized and built by a person on the BioWare forums called Saber San Diego. I will be pretty much copying his guide completely to show you how that character works in combat, and it might actually make you want to play as this character. This character is a master of area of effect and burst damage. There's a few ways you can build the character, but I actually prefer the Templar way, but you can also build it for Berserk if you like that barrage speed and you want that back. However, it does not translate very well into much melee damage from your normal attacks. You will not have a lot of stamina at all times and things like that. So first and foremost, we want to get about 125 base stamina. If you are going to be getting Templar, you should probably boost that up some more. I think a good spot to stay is around 20, 150 base. You're not going to be channeling anything anymore. You will just be using cleave and going in and pretty much raping faces. So next up, strength, your most important stat. We want to be dealing heavy damage when we're swinging our sword. So at least 50. I like to bring this to around 35 constitution. This covers you 275 health. That's going to add on to the other bonuses you get. You can do it this way since we have 11 points effectively. However, you will be buying another Tome of Mortal Vessel, which will give you another 1 point. But I would probably put it in strength anyway. Five health points is not that big a deal. First and foremost, we're going to do this in order so it helps you build it correctly. This build is all about dealing maximum damage with abilities and abusing cross-class combos. This build is simpler and easier to use. It has way less maintenance time than the Berserk build where you're constantly putting up buffs and stuff. But this build is very much effective in area of effect attacking. So if you like that kind of fighting, this is probably your best bet for area of effect dominance. This will kill normal enemies pretty much right out very easily. Especially if you're going full Whirlwind. I like Whirlwind a lot. So let's actually get into the meat of this build and let's check out some of the abilities you will be using. Obviously, first and one of the best abilities in the two-handed tree is Mighty Blow. So we're going to get Mighty Blow. That's the first ability we want to get. But pretty much this whole tree is up for grabs right now. Giant's Reach, Sunder. These are just obvious choices that you're going to want to get. Now this build does flourish at about level 13. You're finished. Then you can pretty much do whatever you want. If you want to go the Berserker way or if you want to go the Templar way, which lets you kill spellcasters a little bit more frequently and easily. I always go for that because there are going to be way more mages in Act 3 because, especially if you're going to side with the Templars, it's pretty much all mages. So it's your best bet to probably go that way. I would suggest going Templar for Act 3. And especially if you are playing as kind of like a Templar sided guy, it does fit more of the role-playing aspect. I am not like a role player, so I just play the optimized characters. Alright, so first and foremost, Giant's Reach, and we're going to pop on over to the best tree, basically, in the Warrior's Arsenal. Obviously, just the bare essentials here. You got to have those. Scythe, Reaper, Mighty Blow. You can get Shattering Mighty Blow. Now that Meryl is level 20, she will be able to brittle characters with her Petrify, so that might be worth it, especially against boss-type characters that can be brittled. This will not work on the High Dragon and things like that. But it also have a secondary increase that 5 seconds off Mighty Blow's cooldown, letting you use it more often. But it's not a requirement as to what you're going to be doing. I always get Scythe, though. That is one of the best abilities. Control, Might, Cleave, Whirlwind, for sure. The first specialization you're going to take is obviously Reaver. Reaver is never a bad specialization. Blood Frenzy is one of the best abilities still. And we're going to stay in the two-handed abilities tree. We got Destroyer, we got Claymore. I would go with Killer Blow, just for the increase to damage. You don't need critical chance on Tornado, but this is obviously, Cyclone is worth getting. I like to get Cyclone. You really don't need any of this stuff, none of this. This is another good tree you can invest in. It does help a lot to get like things like Second Wind and things like Bolster. As you can see, takes currently and cooldown availables, and they become more available more quickly. This will let you do your chain attacks more often. However, it is not a requirement, as usual. Templar is what I take. What you're looking at is Holy Smite. Holy Smite is going to be another one of your burst abilities, but it does not require you to play as a Templar. Obviously, we're not going to get magic resistance plus 50% because we are based around our buffs in haste. So, like I said, it's up to you how you want to play. Berserker is also perfectly logical to pick. You probably won't be upgrading like... You'll probably upgrade to just Endless Berserk because this character is not dealing damage with basic melee attacks. But some people will just pick Barrage just for the attack speed increase. I will be playing as a Templar though, so we're going to be getting Holy Smite. Obviously the Reaver tree is still good to invest in. Sacrificial Frenzy, things like that, Sustained Frenzy. And Fervor is obviously a good ability. You do have a lot of talent points at this point, so you can do pretty much whatever you want. If you like more Critical Strike on your Whirlwind, you get that. If you like Shattering Blow, you can get that. We're actually going to just optimize our character the way we want. I am going to go with Second Wind. It's great to use after you've used all your abilities. You just hit Second Wind. All your stuff's going to cool down quickly, and you're going to regenerate a bunch of stamina. It's kind of worth it. This, if you want to cleanse, is decent. It does have a built-in silence if you upgrade it, but it does require a lot of points in the Templar ability. Silence is okay, but a lot of the higher-end enemies are immune to silence. That is one of the least beneficial things in the tree, simply because of the amount of immunities that the elite enemies will not be able to be silenced and things like that. So I really think this tree looked good on paper, but really doesn't deliver as far as being relevant, pretty much. But what are you going to do? Next up, we're going to get Sacrificial Frenzy. You can continue on in this tree if you want Fervor. You just got to pop it in Aura of Pain. That is a logical thing because you don't have many other options. You can get the Brittle damage increase, but you're only going to be using Petrify probably on higher end enemies, and you probably get that next level. You will not be stuck at level 20. You are going to go above level 20. I am going to get Fervor though. Okay, so that's basically the basic Templar burst build. The tactics remain the same, abilities remain the same. Let us equip our stuff so we don't look naked. We're going to wear our plate armor, our helm, gauntlets, champion. If you want, you can start switching out the Stonehammer gear. It is not the best at this point, so I usually do start switching out most of the gear to just basic stuff. Our weapon will be Bloom for now, until we get her sword, or not her, yeah, it's her sword, I think. Her blade or something like that. Obviously our stuff is fine. One of the best belts, if you want to get a nice belt, is off the guy at the Wounded Coast. It is the best belt in the game. It's worth to pick it up if you want the best belt. Okay, and that's what our character is going to look like, is the two-handed warrior. We do not need to use sustains anymore. Basically, we just want to put all our abilities on hotkey. I like to do it like this. Now we got all our burst abilities on. Obviously, second wind and stuff, you're not going to be able to fit everything on here. I do like to put Sacrificial Frenzy on the O, though. Just so it's easier to access. That is a big damage spell, so... Second wind you will have to manually do, but what are you going to do? If you don't want to manually do it, then don't get second wind. Put it in like a upgraded Mighty Blow, things like that. It'll just streamline you a little bit more. For him, what we're going to do is we're just going to get something stupid like Crushing Prison. So next level we can get the Improved Barrier. Really, there's nothing else you can do. We're going to go like this. 42 magic is enough for now. There is a staff at the end game that is require 46 magic, but you don't need it right now, so there's no reason to take it right now. Once again, there's not much to take here. You could just take this over time. You really don't need anything else. I mean, giving him stealth and stuff. He already has back-to-back. You don't need him to get another ability. That really doesn't benefit him. Okay, so our characters are ready to go. We do need to upgrade our runes. We need to get our Valiance rune. You can put it right into your Champion's Gauntlets. The companions, they will never get another upgrade to the armor, as opposed to your character. Just drop the rune in one of their armor slots. But I think we have everything we need to make them. I'm not sure. I forget. But we did do a very thorough playthrough so far, so it should probably unlock something. Alright, Aveline's here.
I heard about the business in the square, Monsieur.
Let's go.
I hope there's no trouble from it.
You can start using poisons at this point too. Yeah, we need to kill the High Dragon to get this. Okay, so Rune of Fire Warding. We want Rune of Frost. Buy a few of these. We're gonna head to the Wounded Coast, get the best belt in the game. Then we're going to start building up our character completely to make him the best character you could possibly have. Also, another option you can have is to Another option is to go back to Sundermount and get the physical damage weapons. And you also, there's a lot to do in Act 3 to say the least, especially early in Act 3. You have a lot of options on what you want to do. Same deal as usual. Make sure to change Varric back to Merrill now that Aveline is out of your party. Because we have not done any fighting since then. I have not done that yet. So we're going to go to the Wounded Coast. We're going to go check out that belt. It's very much worth buying. I believe it is the best belt in the game for melee characters. Not sure. I gotta remember. Kind of remember. We'll look at it and we'll make our decision when we get there.
Hold there!
Who are you?
The name's Evitz. Messing with us is suicidal.
Have I ever mentioned that I like your court?
You do?
It's very lively. Like a crow in the middle of a...
That's great. Thanks, Merrill.
I tried to warn you, Blondie.
You're not helping.
Alright, so we got Girdle of the Elders. I believe that is a healing belt. Not 100% sure on that. It's a matter of memory. 8% healing this character, 3% damage resistance. Yeah, that's a decent tank belt, but we are not a tank, so we're not going to be using that.
It's nice to get some fresh air. Kirkwall starts to stink after a bit.
Can you smell that? The wind. I'd started to forget what fresh air was.
Not every... coin is valued. By weight. Some carry where they be. Like small whispers of the past.